peace and unified, surviving off of what abundant earth could provide. But some weren't satisfied. They started conquering folks, implemented governments to oppress and control, unpiled empires of power and greed. And now if you live in excess and the rest are in need, but simply beating some and bribing others couldn't succeed. They needed hate to separate and some fear to feed. See, we're inclined to be kind and think from the heart, so they devised new systems that would keep us apart. They invented class, invented race, gender, and religion. With precision they conquered through division. Divide and conquer, separate and control, and keep us fighting each other, cause every empire's goal. So don't look behind the curtain, don't follow the strings. Keep us fighting the symptoms of while you spread the disease. Western colonists erased the tribal way of life and invented states to separate by artificial lines. Warring tribes grouped together to destabilize and pit the natives on each other, keep enemy disguise. And now there's genocide and intertribal war, post-colonial Rwanda, Uganda, and Darfur. And the West looks on in impotence like, what can we do? When it was us who painted hate between Tutsi and Hutu. When it was us who persecuted Jews and made them insecure. And now our puppet state of Israel, our dominance ensures. U.S. occupation, Middle East, to make the oil flow. Keep the Arabs fighting Jews or other Arabs, PLO.
It's time for us to stop thinking that it matters who sits in the White House or which party controls Congress. Our country has been taken over by militarists. It is up to each of us, to you, and you, and you, and me, to be sugar in the gas tanks, to be sand in the gears of the war machine. Only we can stop the madness. Our country spends more on the war machine than the rest of the world combined, and Obama increased the bloated Pentagon budget. Obama isn't ending the war in Iraq. He's keeping 50,000 soldiers there and who knows how many mercenaries. He's not ending the war in Afghanistan. He's escalating it. My field is Latin America. The hope of the world lies in what's happening in Venezuela and Bolivia and Ecuador and other places where the people have taken control and are building real democracy. But the Pentagon, the State Department, the corporations, and yes, the president are not going to allow that to happen without a fight. They're building 7 new military bases in Colombia, 4 in Panama. They're still training soldiers at the School of the Americas. Iraq is important. Afghanistan is important. And by God, Latin America is crucial to our own freedom. It's time to stop being polite. It's time for every one of us to stop cooperating with the war machine. We need a movement of massive non-cooperation. We need to shut it down in the schools. We need to shut it down in the factories. We need to shut it down in our cities and towns. We need to shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
9/11 was used as the basis of a justification of what the Bush administration called the global war on terror.
We all know why we're here. It is to stop 7 years of a completely illegitimate occupation of Iraq and to protest the offensive our new President Obama is waging in Afghanistan. Torture and aggressive preemptive war are war crimes. But just one moment, straight up, don't look to the White House to solve this. Don't look to Congress to solve it. The solution to this terrible direction of this society is right here, beginning right here today. We have the responsibility. If our friends tell us, well, I don't know, I think Obama is ending the war in Iraq, I believe the hype, we have the responsibility to say no. 17 permanent U.S. bases in Iraq. This is a permanent occupation. Get your butt out in the streets and protest. If our friends say to us, well, I don't know, I thought torture was wrong under Bush, but now Dick Cheney is making an argument for maybe we need to torture. keep us safer. You tell your friends, hell no. Torture for any reason is wrong. It's against the interests of humanity, and we will not allow it to be carried out in our name. If your friends say to you, well, I would have objected if drones were dropped on Pakistan by George Bush, but I'm kind of into it with Barack Obama. Maybe he has a point. Maybe we should make war on Yemen and Iran and Somalia and continue the occupation in Iraq and Afghanistan. What are you going to tell your friends? Hell! Hell! Hell no! Get your butt out in the street and protest. And most especially, if your friends say, I wouldn't have signed up for the U.S. military with George Bush, but I don't know, I'm kind of into fighting for Barack Obama. What are you going to tell them? Hell no! Bring the We Are Not Your Soldiers tour, Iraq vets and Afghanistan vets into high school classrooms. WeAreNotYourSoldiers.org. And the world still can't wait.
Unite and fight our enemies in sight. We share a common plight. Take my hand and hold it tight. In the street, our feet will beat them to retreat. People united will never be defeated. The people united
will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. People united will never be. Don't let them divide and conquer, separate and control. Well, let's band together and make the empire fall. Let's look behind the curtain, let's follow the strings. No more fighting the symptoms and let's kill the disease. Yes, let's smash the system, cause it's the disease.